Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Eric F. King, and I am joined with my good friends, Zan Anaguru and Leah Garcia. And we are super excited to be here with you today, talking about a topic that is, look, it could change your life if you're able to do this, right? If you are able to overcome failures, oh my goodness, your life, you won't be able to recognize your life, right? Because a lot of us, we think that some people just have it good. We think that some people, they're just lucky and everything works out for them. But we think that I'm just not one of those people. Like, I have problems, right? What we don't understand is that everybody has problems. From the president to the pauper on the streets that doesn't have a place to live. Everybody has problems. But the key is, how do you overcome them, right? These problems, these failures, these obstacles. And today we are diving in to answer those questions for you. So make sure you tag at least 3 people and say, you've got to get into this call. Okay, drop what you're doing and get into this call. Okay, because this call can change your life. All right. So let's get started. Like I said, my name is Eric F. King, and I'll be the facilitator for this great event. And I'm going to turn it right over to our first speaker. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to shout you out soon. Make sure you put a comment in there. I'm going to turn it over to our first speaker, who hails from California, where it is 4:03 in the morning. But she is here, and she'll tell you where she is, because as you can see, her background's a little different today. You'll see. Look. We make it happen here. We make it happen. All right. So our speaker is a financial strategist, right? She helps people with all things money. If you want to just learn more about money, contact her, right? If you want to make more money, contact her. If you don't even know how to invest your money, contact her, because she is the money lady, right? And she's also a black belt, 3rd degree black belt in karate, which means she's a highly disciplined person. We need more discipline in our life, don't we? That's why you need to get around Leah Garcia. Right. So without further ado, I'm going to send it over to California for my good friend, Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. Well, I'm out here in the jungle and the wilderness fighting the lions and tigers and bears to be here with you at 4:03 a.m. That's how much I love all of you champions. Well, you know what? Today, we are going to talk about 3 golden nuggets on how to overcome past failures, right? 3 golden nuggets. I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets. So if you want to hear those golden nuggets, I want you to put Thrive in 2025. Put Thrive in the comments there. Listen, folks, this is not easy. I'm out here in the jungle, so I'm already overcoming, right? I'm already an overcomer, and so are you. So number 1 is, listen, stop looking back. You're not going that way. So many times things happen and we repeat them. We just ruminate on them and we continue to beat ourselves up and punish ourselves. We can push the restart button anytime. It is 2025 and it is time for us to take ourselves to the next level. So we have to stop looking at the past, take the lesson and let it go. Whatever you did in the past, we can't change it. It already happened. It's already done. It's not what happens to us, but it's how we react and how we respond to those failures, right? So we have to first understand that we are going forward, right? That we're going forward. Take the good, leave the bad. I learned that a long time ago. Take the good, whatever happened, and leave the bad. Number 2, rewrite the record. My mentor taught me this, and I love this. So a lot of you might be young on here. We had something a long time ago in the dinosaur age. It was called a record. Okay, look it up. And we would put this little needle on the record, and the record would play. It looked like a big DVD or big CD. And sometimes if that record got scratched, it would replay over and over the same thing. And we'd have to pick up the needle and move it. It's really old fashioned. You will love it though. You'll check this out. Sometimes what happens is we get stuck on the record and we keep replaying it over and over again. And we keep punishing ourselves and beating ourselves up. You know, every single night I download my day. Dr. Benjamin Hardy says a day is not finished until it's completed on paper. So what I do is I put 3 good things that I did, 3 things that I did well, 3 things of gratitude, and 3 things that I can improve on. So anything that didn't go my way or the way that I wanted it to in that day, I rewrite the record. And so whatever happened, I rewrite the script, I replay it, and I make up the ending the way that I wanted it to go. And then I rewrite that and over and over and over again so I can get rid of that. I can overcome that. And then I can, next time that happens, I know how that I want it to go. I'll be prepared. I'll recognize it and I'll have a new script. I'll be able to take that lesson, write it down. And then when you do that, you're going to create yourself a new story. My good friend Noni Baroni says you got to flip the script and do a cartwheel, right? We got to flip the script and do a cartwheel. Number 3, we got to forgive ourselves, folks. Sometimes we punish ourselves more than we should. And you know what? And we should learn the lesson and we should make the wrongs, whatever that we didn't do correct. But we shouldn't be punishing ourselves for the next generation. Stop listening to yourself and start talking to yourself. Because sometimes that message in our mind will go over and over again. And then we can't move forward. But we can't do that. We can't move forward. We can't go to second base with our foot still on first. We have to let that go. Take the lesson, take the good, leave the bad, and move forward. Listen, this is your year to thrive in 2025. I say rise up and thrive in 2025. And my mentor said that in every adversity, there's a seed of a benefit, but only if we look for it. We have to look for the benefit. We have to look for the lesson. Every single night when I'm here with my precious grandson, we have story time and we tell a story. And he gets up and he animates it and he does voices. And last night we were doing shadow puppets. And then at the end of the story, I always ask him, Mijo, what's a lesson? What's a leadership lesson? He's 6 years old and he always looks for the lesson, right? We got to look for the lesson and move forward. So that's what I got up at 2:00 in the morning to share with you. And I'm fighting off all these animals, but I think I'll be okay. And I'm going to hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Wow, we are so glad that you decided to walk through the wilderness tonight, this morning. I was there tonight because I see it looks dark where you are, right? For us, and we got so much out of that. Thank you so much, Leah. We appreciate it. Yes, and like you said, a lot of people are putting thrive in 2025 in the chat. So appreciate you. All right, so we're going to keep going. I want to welcome everybody on this call. People are chiming in from all over the world. All right, we have Coral here from Great Britain. Welcome. We have Spencer. Good morning. Ardelia. Good morning. Natalie. Good to see you. Laverne, my new good friend up there. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh my goodness, we have somebody. Renee, welcome to the call. Renee. Paulette, good to see you again. Good to see you. Aminata, good to see you. Welcome. Let's say Gupta. I'm gonna go with your last name. Don't want to mess up your first name, Gupta. Good. Welcome, Gupta. Wendy, good to see you. There's so many people. If I don't call your name, it's not personal. There's just too many people. Okay. So if I haven't called your name yet, then definitely put just put a comment in there. Okay. And by the way, we're going to be answering questions. So feel free to put questions in the chat. just start with the word question so I can identify it and then put your question in there. All right. There are no dumb questions. Just ask your question. All right. Let's see. Christian, welcome all the way from Germany. All right. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Our next speaker hails from Great Britain. And look, this guy, he's soft spoken, but what he says is gold. What he said is it's absolute gold. This guy, he makes people famous. He makes people famous. Nobody knew me on LinkedIn until I met him. And now people know me because of him, I met Leah. Because of him, I met Zana, right? So if you want to be famous, especially on LinkedIn, contact Annie and he will help you. All right, he will help you. I'm going to bring up my good friend, the fame expert, Annie Asong. The floor is yours. We can't hear you for some reason. We can't hear you. We know what you're saying is profound, so we would like to hear it. Still can't hear you. On my side, you're okay. Okay, I think he's gonna come back in later. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna share some nuggets with you.
I'm back.
There you go. There you go. That was quick. Welcome back.
So now, welcome. So thank you for the lovely introduction, Eric. Leah, you're a star. Mrs. Z, always good to see you. We've got business to do, right? Look, my friends, this is quite a simple one for me. I thought about it and I thought, you know what? Here's my share for today. See, Annie, you did your best. You did your best with what you knew. Last yesterday, right? And today I will learn. Today I aim to be better. Today I will aim to use what I know. I shan't let yesterday's results affect me because that was yesterday. It's over there. Like Eric said, like Liz, I'm not looking backwards. I'm looking forward. And I know what the goal is, and I've always been trying to get better. I haven't let myself down in a way that's irretrievable. In fact, let's leave yesterday where it is. Today, I believe in myself. I believe I will do better. I can do better. And tomorrow's results are based on what I do today. What happened yesterday? It's frankly yesterday's business. And you know what? If you can't take that, I can't help you. That's the truth, right? That's how I live past failures. No, look, there are things we do given what we know at the time. Of course, some people have deep regrets. I don't tend to live with deep regrets because I don't. I'm forever trying to do my best. If my best is not good enough yesterday, I will learn. And today is a whole new slate. Today starts today. Again, Leah mentioned it quite well. And we can let yesterday's failures hold us back. But no, I truly believe every day is new, and every day I will try harder with all I know. I will learn. I will make new friends. But I'll be honest with myself before anyone else. And when it comes to everyone else that I have to interact or that I interact with, I will do my best for you, my friends. I always do. If I fall short, which I may well do, because there's still more that I have to learn, I will learn. Give me that space, I give you that space. As long as I know that you're not deliberately aiming to harm me or what we're doing or our relationship, I ultimately will let it go. I will forget. I'll forgive and forget, really. I think we have to, right? So today is the most important day of all. It's a day that will start. Yesterday, let it go. It's gone. It was a chance for us to learn more. Clearly, if we didn't succeed if we didn't get results we wanted. But beyond that, that's what yesterday was. A good lesson, fun lesson maybe, but that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to literally crack on, you know, and just and try and do better and better and better with what I know. That's how you overcome past failures. For me, that's why I literally I say I don't give a second thought beyond that, Eric. I'm done. I've just said everything I'm going to say about the topic, right?
Awesome.
We can also do the same. And maybe it's to find joy in what we're trying to do. Stick. We'll talk about what's your why. I think that comes into play here. What are we trying to achieve? Today is a day that we go again. Maybe we'll go harder today. And you know what? Come tomorrow, we'll know more and we'll go again. No worry about what happened today, right? We just keep, every day is a new day. A new day for us to achieve, for us to use what we know and who we are. Let's use that benefits. Yesterday it's the greatest lesson there ever was. And after you learn your lesson from it, leave it there. Crack on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was powerful. That was a TED Talk right there. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And we're going to keep moving. Thanks for the questions in the chat. Keep putting those questions in there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Joseph. I see you. Let's see. Okay, welcome. I see you. All right. So I'm going to share a few things about this topic. First of all, I want to recommend a book to you. Now, I don't recommend books a lot. I've read many books, but I don't recommend all of them. But this one I recommend because it was one of the books that changed my life. Okay, here it is. It's called Failing Forward. Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. Okay. It is worth the read. Okay. You can buy it on Amazon. You can listen to it on YouTube, whatever you got to do. Listen to Failing Forward. It was life-changing for me. That's why I'm recommending it. Okay, Failing Forward. All right. Did you know that in order to succeed in life, you must fail? Did you know that if you're trying to avoid failure, you're actually avoiding success? Now, one of the reasons why it's so difficult to overcome failure is because we were taught in school that failure is bad, right? So we're taught that, to get an F, that's horrible. To get a D is horrible, right? We all want A's, want to be a straight A student. But a lot of times, those straight A students are the ones that fail in business because they're afraid to take risks. They're afraid to fail. Like, I gotta be an A student. I'm not gonna fail in anything. So they end up not doing anything, right? So Annie helps people write books, right? And there are people that come to him and they want to write a book and they're excited about it. But they're afraid of whether maybe it won't work out. Maybe people won't buy it. Maybe they won't be able to make any money. So they procrastinate and say, Annie, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Now, I have some things that are going on. I have some irons on the fire right now. Right? So what I need my ducks to line up, right? My duck. How do they say? I need my ducks in a row. Something like that. Ducks in a row, duck line up. When my ducks line up, I'll get to you. But the real problem is they're afraid to fail. They're afraid to fail. If they only knew that if they fight their fear and do it anyway, it could be life-changing. I'll give you an example. I wrote my first book, it was 2018, and I wanted to come out with the book in January. Right? I was all set and I was trying to come out in January. But then I had some issues, right? I had some issues with the guy that was creating the front page. Then I had some issues with formatting on Amazon. I didn't know you had to format. I thought you just upload, but you have to format, right? I had all these issues, and my book did not release until like April. Now, to me, that's a failure. Like, oh, but nobody knew but me. I released this book and it became a bestseller. People buying it all over the world. Nobody knew that I had all these issues, right? By the way, it's on Amazon if you want it. Home business boom. It's there. But my point is that some people would consider it a failure, but it was a huge success, right? I'll give you another example. I started a group in 2019 called Promote Your Business Meetup Group. And my goal, it was in Maryland. My goal was to have this little group where entrepreneurs will be able to speak about their business and everybody will learn from each other and get leads and sales and stuff like that. So I rented this room. It was $250. And I got 8 people to show up. 8 people. I was so excited. 8 people showed up. And after the event, they said, Eric, this is so awesome. How often do you do these? And I said, I just started. Like, if you guys come back next week, I'll pay for the room again. And they're like, okay, we'll be there. Next week came around. 7 p.m. came around. I was the only one in the room. 7:30, I was the only. Look, I was checking my phone to see who's calling. Maybe they're held up somewhere. I was looking out the window or looking out the door. Maybe someone, still parking. No, nobody showed up but me. Now, some people would consider that a failure. But I've been in business for many years, and I realized that that's not a failure. That's just the beginning of the business, of the project. So guess what I did? Something really weird. I paid for the next 4 Thursdays. I put $1,000 on my credit card. I paid for the next 4 Thursdays because I knew that this is just the beginning. I'm failing forward. And guess what? I have never been the only one at that meeting again. In the last 6 years, we meet every week. Now we meet 3 times a week. Ever. I've never been. We have over 4,000 people from all over the world. If I quit that day, I would have never met Coral, right? Who is one of our elite members. I would have never met Coral. If I quit that day, I would have never met Amberly, who comes on this call a lot. Right? But I turned a failure into success. When you show up as a new member, you are so excited because all these people, they welcome you and you have, and you just feel good to be there. You don't know that I could have quit that day because of a so-called failure. So that's what I want to share with you today, folks, right? Turn your failures around, turn it into successes, because they're not failure if you look at it in a different way. I either win or I learn. I never lose. I never lose. In whatever I do, I never lose. I either win or I learn. But either way, I'm moving forward. So that's my message for you today. Appreciate that, Annie. Appreciate that, Zion and Leah. I clap for myself because I remember that day I was in that room by myself and I had a presentation ready. So guess what I did? I stood up and I gave my presentation to myself and I gave myself a round of applause and said, Eric, you're a great speaker. Oh my goodness, your business is growing. You are blessing people all over the world. And I was the only one in the room. All right. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of encouragement today as we go to our next speaker who will blow you away. Oh, you think I was good? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, if you want to drop off, change your mind because you need to hear this guy. All right. All right. So we are going to go all the way to Nigeria and West Africa to hear from a man that is truly known all over the world. Right. He's known for helping people change their negatives into positives, which is fitting for this event, wouldn't you say, for this topic, right? This gentleman, I've been working with him for years. I've hired him in my business, and it's just a pleasure to have him on the call today to share his nugget on positivity. His name is Mr. Positivity. Zion and Agru, the floor is yours.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Now, I'm always excited when you are doing the introduction. It just gives me this extra morale to want to share. So, thank you for always treating us as the kings and queens that we are. We appreciate it so much. Mr. Annie and Leah, oh, it's always a privilege to share the stage with you. And today, it's a very interesting topic, a topic that each and every one of us can actually resonate with, how to overcome past failure. First thing I will let you know is it's a positive thing to fail. It is a positive thing to fail because if you have not failed, you will not know the value of success. For a person who haven't gone through the experiences of calling failure what it is, they might not value what it means to actually succeed or getting over the line, in achieving what you want to achieve. So don't see failure as a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing to fail. And I love what has been shared earlier because in failing, that's where growth comes in. In failing, that's where creativity comes in. In failing, that's where innovation comes in. So you have to be in that place where it looks like failure. Like I said, it's not a bad thing to fail. I'm sure Mr. Eric mentioned that earlier. It's not a bad thing to fail. I know we were trained in school like, oh, when you fail is a bad. It's not actually bad in itself. In fact, failure is better than success. The person like, why will you say that? Oh, yes, that's true. Because it's the catalyst that brings success into reality. Without failure, there is no success. So success is like the child that failure has given birth to. So if you have not failed, there is no way you can succeed. And isn't that not a good thing to experience what we call failure? But I tell you, it's not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. It's what gives birth to the success you are looking for. So if you want to succeed, get ready to fail. Get ready to make mistakes. Get ready for things to go wrong because that's how you become successful in your journey. I'll give you a few points. When it comes to failure and what it is, it doesn't just happen overnight. There are certain trends. There are things that happens, that makes failure what it is. If you fail today, what is the roadmap that has brought you to where you are today? What are the circumstances that have occurred, the occurrences that have happened on you getting to where you are? So it's not overnight. So that's why you must recognize what is the root cause of the failure. Why did you fail? What's the root cause? It's easy to move on. It's easy to, let me move on and forget it. But if you do not recognize what made you fail before, you're going to fail again and again and again. Because you're going to repeat the same thing that you have repeated before that made you fail. So recognize the root cause of what made you fail to give you clarity, to give you a better understanding of what you need to do better. So you must recognize it. Why did I fail? What made me fail? What are the habits I'm actually doing right now that is making me fail? You have to change your habits if you need to. You have to change your perspective if you need to. So first thing, you must understand the root cause of why you are failing. And secondly, change your perspective. Like we said earlier, failure is not bad. So you must see it as it's a room for me to grow. When I fail, when I make a mistake, I'm always looking at what is this teaching me? What am I learning? What's the opportunity that this situation is opening up for me? Because in every failure, there is an opportunity. In every failure, there is room for growth. In every failure, there is room for innovation. There is room for creativity. So instead of lamenting and crying and weeping and mourning about the mistakes you made, about the failure that came along the way, no. Reframe your mind and see it as a learning curve. Instead of seeing a stumbling blocks, begin to see a stepping stone. Yes. Use it as a catalyst for you to groom yourself, for you to be better. Changing your perspective is key. The reason why most people are still stuck in what might seem like a mistake or failure, it's because they refuse to change their perspective. They see themselves as failure. They see themselves as if they are not good enough. When you fail, it's because you are good enough. It takes someone who is good enough to fail. If you are not good enough, you will not fail. It's because you are good enough, that's why you fail. And that's the reason why you have to keep going and moving on. Like I said, changing your perspective is key. How do you see failure? Stop seeing it from a negative perspective. Stop seeing it as something that is holding you back. No, failure does not hold anybody back. Failure rebirths you. It gives you a new perspective. It gives you a new idea on how to do things and a new idea about yourself. So you must be ready to change your perspective when it comes to the things that you have failed. And lastly, I will end with this. Encourage yourself with words, positive words. I call it positive affirmation because when people fail, when people make mistakes, they get scared, they get worried, they get anxious, they are stuck in one position that they are afraid to move out there. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be overwhelmed. But you have to keep affirming yourself every day. I'm not my mistake. I'm not my past failure. I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things. I have all it takes to succeed. I have all it takes to overcome. So you have to affirm yourself positively every day. Your past is not you. Your mistake is not you. Your past does not define you. Your mistake does not define you. You define you. You are the one that defines your life. You are the one that defines your future. So don't be stuck in a place of, oh, this happened in the past. This happened here. That's the reason why I'm here. No. Giving an excuse like that will not take you anywhere. But the ability for you to know that you are not defined by the mistakes that have happened. You are not defined by the challenges. You are defined by who you say you are. So you must see yourself as a successful person. You must see yourself as an overcomer, not a failure, not a mistake. Nobody is a mistake, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter your skin color, no matter where you have been, you are not a mistake. You are a success, you are a victor, and you are an overcomer. So you have to begin to see yourself like this because when you are positive, you are possible. Anything you approach with a positive mindset, there's possibility in it. That's why I will always remind you, in positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much for listening and joining us today. I yield my back to you, Mr. Eric.
Wow, that was incredible. We appreciate it. That was certainly another TED Talk today. All right, man. Look, I told you at the beginning, this is going to be a good one, right? I hope you told some people. It's not too late. Tell people, jump on this call. You don't want to miss it. All right, so I want to welcome a lot of people. Okay, Ardelia, welcome. Laverne, good to see you. Crystal, welcome. Michelle, William from Ghana, good to see you. Agbenga from Nigeria, good to see you. Mohammed, good to see you. Oh my goodness, we have so many people. Welcome everybody. Spencer, I don't know if I mentioned you before. Good to see you. All right, so we are going to get to some questions. Here we go. I saw it here. Okay, here we go. Here's a question, folks. So, how do you remain motivated in the midst of failure? How do you remain motivated? That's a good question. Who would like to share? I see Annie, then Annie, go ahead first. Go ahead.
Zion, amazing share, and amazing share, everyone. And I say, well, I'm always learning. I'll say this. I fail more often than people realize, Eric. It's not failing, it's learning, right? They think, like you mentioned the book thing. I'm saying that's one. The people think you just put it on Amazon and it's done, Eric. You know the first book I did. No, it wasn't the first book. The first book went swimming. They put it on Amazon. Away we went, right? Second one, a bit more complicated. Okay, there's things to learn in it. I think it was about book number 4, Paulette's book. Eric, it took me 7 books to get it right. 7 books, 7 drafts. But each time I learned something new. That's when I learned, okay, you design books. I'm saying the way I stay motivated is I focus extremely on my client's goal. What do I promise them? What do I have to do? And how am I going to get there? So each time is what do I need to learn this time to get to the next step? Of course, each time you hope that's you're going to get it right next time, right? You're going to nail it this time. And then you don't. And then you think, no, my thinking is, wow, I certainly got a bit more to learn. I mean, for me, it's about talking to my clients, really. As long as the clients are now on that journey, I will keep going. I must rise. What am I going to say to my clients? Sorry, I give up. No, I can't say that. So I have to rise again and embrace the learning, and then and then go again every time. All the things we've said today is true. It's not theory. It's reality, right? It is our reality. We must rise. We must learn, and we must go again. That's just it. There's no other way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, Zion, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Amy, for that great share. Very, very powerful. Now, like the question, in the midst of failure, one thing I will encourage you is remember your why and why you're doing what you're doing, because it's very, very important. Remembering your why keeps you motivated, keeps your shoulder high, and keeps you looking forward because you know where you're going to. Remember the fact that failure is part of the journey, it's part of the process, is what makes you who you are. It builds resilience in you, it builds consistency in you. So when you change your perspective on what failure is, it helps you to stay motivated. Like I said before, instead of you seeing stumbling blocks as failure, you are seeing the stumbling blocks as a stepping stone for you to move to the next level. So changing your perspective in the midst of failure, seeing the challenges as a catalyst for success is one way for me I stay motivated in the midst of failure and challenges. So thank you so much, Mr. Eric. I yield my back.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Leah, go ahead.
Yeah, those are so great, such great points, Zion and Annie, for sure. One thing that I say is always focus on the end result. Begin with the end in mind and understand anytime we're going from where we are to the next level, we're going to have adversity. We're going to have setbacks. We're going to have failures. So we have to prepare ourselves on how we're going to handle those things. Who are we going to talk to? What books are we going to read? Who are we going to reach out to? Who are our mentors? Right? So that when those things happen, because they will. Listen, all of us are here on stage. We all could have many, many, many stories that you don't know about. And that's why we're here. So understand that it's part of the process and have that strategy on how you're going to handle that. And it back to you, Mr. Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What I want to share is this. One of the things that keeps you motivated is being around the right people. Okay. Being around the right people. People always ask me, Eric, you're always happy. You're always excited. You're always motivated. Like, don't you get down anytime? I don't give myself an opportunity to. I'm always around people that keep me motivated, right? And the people that are negative or I don't associate myself with them, right? So that's one thing. I'll use that to promote our new platform. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and want to be in a positive environment with other entrepreneurs, book writers, speakers, authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, right? We have a new platform. It's called Promote Your Business Inner Circle. Promote Your Business Inner Circle. So it's PYBIC. PYBIC. I put it in the chat. So it's a group where you will be able to be a part of a platform. You'll be able to promote your business. You'll be able to gain insights. I'm doing a special call on the weekend for all the people in the group. I usually charge $500 for an hour, right, to meet with people. It's free for the people in the group. Okay, you can ask me anything. That's just one of the benefits. And here's the deal. We are going to start charging, obviously, for this incredible group. But for the first 100 people, it's free. The first 100. I think we are at 54. So if you want to get in, wherever you are in the world, you can jump in for free, lifetime free. I will never charge you if you're one of the top 100, right? So I put it in the chat. Promote Your Business Inner Circle. I put it in the chat there. Call if you can put it in the chat as well. All right, so let's go to our next question. And let's see. I saw it here. Remember, when you put a question in here, start with the word question. Okay, here we go. All right, so Coral from across the pond said, looking back, are there any failures that were essential for your entrepreneurial growth? Any failures that were essential? Well, that's everything that every failure I've ever had in business is essential. But if we can be quick, like a minute, and just share what anything that was essential to your growth. Anybody? Okay, go ahead, Annie.
Like you say, Eric, everything, every failure, and as we're talking, I'm thinking to myself, here's a way that maybe I look at failure really. You see, I expect to fail. As Ryan said it, I expect to fail, not because I want to fail, because I want to learn. If I really thought I am the bee's knees, I wouldn't be here, right? I'm saying, we'll be so far advanced, right? So in business, look, everything I've had to learn from day one. One day that I woke up, I realized I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Where are the customers? I didn't have a clue. I found networking, Eric. In-person networking. So that saved me for a bit. Then I realized I don't know what I'm doing in business. I'm just losing money. They come, they go. What's going on? I got myself a coach. He said to me, Annie, you got a leaking bucket of a business. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? He's like, you got holes in your bucket, so you never fill like that bucket. I had to learn lessons. They were painful lessons. Don't get me wrong, they were painful. I've employed staff. I've had to sack them and say, but again, it's not about them. It's about me. I have to learn more. Everything you have to learn every day. Today, I'm going to learn some lessons, I'm sure. I'm saying some relationships lessons. Theirs we'll learn every day as well. New platforms. Come on now, we'll learn everything. I can't hide it. If I thought I was as good as I'm going to be, then I would stop, right? But none of us is as good as we're going to be. We have to keep learning. That comes from what we call failure. It's not failure, it's learning opportunities. Awesome. As I said it earlier.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Leah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love that, Annie. That's so good. And, for me, I look at it this way is that everything that's happened to has made me who I am today. And really it's part of the process, right? So it's kind of like God saying, how bad do you want it? Do you really want this? Is this really what you want? And sometimes that's how we're able to pull ourselves to that next level. You will find things and learn things about yourself in those failures that you never knew that you could overcome, right? There's another level inside all of us. And it back to you, Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know if John is speaking on this one. No. Okay. All right. So let's keep. Are you speaking? Okay.
Yes, Mr. Eric, I'm speaking. Thank you so much. It's a great show already when it comes to failures that empower our entrepreneurial growth. For me, there's so much. There's a whole lot. I'm just going to share two things. I know Mr. Eni mentioned it. For me, one failure I encountered was the failure of networking. I remember trying to network with somebody and it felt like I was rejected. And at that point, I felt, oh, I'm not good at networking. I'm not good. I cannot do this. I went into my comfort zone. So that was a big failure on my part. But coming out of my comfort zone, seeing that, taking as a challenge, like, what? If this person rejected me, doesn't mean I cannot network with other person. Really helped me to grow in my area of networking and becoming a better person. Then the second one was setting up event. I remember trying to do a live event. I forgot that I'm supposed to do it from StreamYard. I set it up on LinkedIn. On the time to do it, I was waiting to enter through LinkedIn, which was not possible. Now, at that point, I thought I failed, but it allowed me to go back and learn how to set up event through StreamYard to LinkedIn and different platforms. So there are so many stories to share, but everything that happened has made us become who we are today. So thank you so much, Mr. Eric. I yield my back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you gave that example because a lot of times we're afraid not to start something because what if it doesn't work? You know how many, I can tell you so many of those examples where I messed up, like when everybody was there, right? But if I didn't mess up, I wouldn't know how to do it. So, I was teaching a class once on video marketing, and someone said, well, I'm afraid that I'm going to mess up when I do my live. I'm afraid that I'm going to say something I'm not supposed to say. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. How many people do follow you right now? Oh, he said, not a lot. He said, I don't have a lot of followers. I said, isn't it better to make all those mistakes now? Do you want to make the mistakes in front of 100,000 followers or in front of 10? And I said, guess what? On your first live, not too many people are going to join anyway, so don't worry about it. Right? You're going to have maybe your mama and your best friend will be there, right? Fail now. This is the good time to fail, right? Right? So, yeah, this is it. Like, do it now. As you get better and better and better, and you build a huge audience, now you're smooth. Not like, oh, this guy's pretty smooth. He's pretty good, right? So that's the thing. So I'm glad you said that, because some people think that my first event went perfectly. I've probably done 1,000 events. I'm not even exaggerating in my lifetime. So when an event goes smooth, like, oh, I can't do an event like Eric. Well, that's because I'm 1,000 events ahead of you. You know what I mean? You should have seen my first. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I love that. All right. So I want the panelists, as you answer the next question, to share how people can reach you. If you're working on anything you want people to know about, this is a good time to share. Okay. Okay. So our next question is: looking back, do you think that a particular failure was necessary for your ultimate success? So this is similar to our last question, but I did want to bring it up. So we can think about that as we answer the next question. But Leah does have an answer for that. Go ahead, Leah.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, the journey's in the journey. We always say that it's our mess that becomes our message, but we're not willing to have the mess. Right? My first video that I did, the only reason I posted it was because, just like what Eric shared, I was like, nobody's going to see it anyway. I said, my name is Leah Garcia and I sell insurance. I mean, literally, that's what I said. And I posted it. And the only reason I had courage to was I said, well, you know what? I don't have any followers anyway. Nobody's ever going to even see this video. If I probably never brought it up, you wouldn't even know about it. So I just love this whole topic. I think that once we can embrace that it is our mess, that one day you're going to be writing a book, you're going to be on stage, you're going to be talking to thousands and millions of people, and you're going to tell them about that mess. You're going to tell them about that event that you showed up to and nobody else was there. You're going to tell them about the video you posted that didn't go right. And they're going to say, wow. They're going to be so encouraged, because if you started where you did and you had a mess and look at where you are, you're going to inspire so many people. But it's through that mess, right? It truly does become our message. So this is an incredible topic. And I always host Wealthy Wednesday live on LinkedIn, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My guest this week is going to be incredible. I'm so fired up about it. You can reach out to me on my business box, my smart link, leahgarcia.io. And I'm excited to help you thrive in 2025. Listen, folks, if you're on this call, it's because you're a champion. If you're here, it's because you are the one in your family to change your last name forever. You're the one that's supposed to take that income and really create a legacy and bring generational wealth to your family. So that's a huge responsibility, and I'm excited to help you to be a part of that journey with you. Hand it back to you, Eric.
All right, thank you. Amen. I felt like that was a prayer that sounded like a prayer for us. Like, but didn't it sound like a prayer? Amen. Yeah, I felt like I was in church for a second. All right. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Appreciate that. Who else would like to share? Okay. So let's. Okay. Go ahead, Annie. And let us know. Let us know how we can reach you. By the way.
Of course. A particular failure. I think I told you about the bucket analogy. That's a lesson that I would say with me forever. You know, there's no point doing good things if you're going to keep losing customers. That was a fundamental thing that I had to learn in business. So it was maybe my biggest lesson, my biggest failure. It wasn't it wasn't terminal. You know, I said, look, the biggest lesson I've learned in business in my life is you have to treat your family as the superstars they are. So I've certainly said this several times. You know, there was a time when I thought business and personal life were separate. I was wrong. Eventually, I almost learned the hard way. You know, when the family almost walking out the door. I said, but lucky for me, I read the books, and my mindset coach was very keen that business, unless your personal life works, your business will never work any. That's the truth, right? So I had to learn that. I had to treat my family as the stars that they are. No, I have to be present. I have to be caring. I have to be. They get all the good stuff before anyone else does, rather than the other way that we tend to do. We treat our customers nicely and ignore our family and friends. And I said that's one of my biggest lessons in life. That's what I said about business.
Awesome.
I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much. Leah? Oh, no? Okay.
No, I was giving Annie his props.
I appreciate it. She's super excited. Whether she's in the house or the woods, she's still excited. All right. Azan, go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Another great question, just like the last one. You know, one particular feel I'm going to share it. The first time I spoke on stage, I froze. I forgot everything I wanted to say. I didn't know what to do. It was as if the ground should open there. I should enter the ground and disappear. It felt like that. But do you know that became a catalyst? Today I can speak on stages globally. It's because I experienced that failure in my life. You know, that failure became a stepping stone, became a catalyst that motivated me to find more confidence, to find more courage to talk to people, you know, all over the world. Imagine I didn't have that experience. Probably I would have not sit that and, you know, grew myself more. But that particular experience really changed my life, you know, to become a public speaker, to speak more with so much confidence, with so much enthusiasm and passion in my heart. You know, imagine I haven't gone through that. Probably I will not be here on this stage speaking to everyone here today. So challenges are part of the journey, and be expecting it, be expectant, allow it to come, embrace it. And I tell you that what is making you becoming the person that you want to become. So for anyone who wants to reach out to me, I'm always on LinkedIn, Zion Inogere, Mr. Positive Energy. The only person you can see on LinkedIn with that name. You don't have to search too much. So do it to reach out to me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. So thank you so much, Mr. Eric. I really mic back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, you know, great question, Laverne. For me, almost every major failure I've had actually created success for me. It's like I have to fail to succeed, right? Like Zion, I was in high school, I was very shy, and I was sitting in the back with the bad kids, and the teacher. By the way, you guys connect with me on LinkedIn. You'll see they did a like a how do you put it an event, a studio event about me where they interviewed me and everything. So for the last 6 days, I've been posting it. Okay, a documentary, that's what they call it, documentary for the last 6 days. So you go to my page on LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram, you'll be able to watch the 6. They're very short, but it'll give you a lot of insight on how I turn my failures into successes. Okay, but like Zion said, so one of our teachers, he told me to speak in front of the class, and I thought that was the worst day of my life, right? Because I was shaking too. And then he told me to become class captain, and I was a small kid, so all those big kids, you know, they can beat me up, right? So I'm like, how am I going to be class captain? But he taught me to be a leader, right? It changed my life. It changed because I've been leading ever since, and I've been helping thousands of people because of that, right? Another failure, I applied for a job for marketing to be behind the scenes, and they put me in sales. I'm like, what? I can't sell nobody. I know that's not correct English, but it just sounds good. I can't sell nobody, right? And I don't like salespeople, but it forced me to learn how to sell. Not only have I sold millions, but I've helped others, right? So a lot of times, the things we're trying to avoid is really where our blessing lies, right? It's really where our blessing lies, right? So I want to share again this site because pybic.com, you can get in for free now. We're going to charge monthly for everybody once we get to 100. But right now it's free, okay? Free for life, all right? So get in there. And one thing I want you to remember is this. You always want to stay close to the bonfire. What do I mean by bonfire? When you're in the woods, in the forest, like Leah Garcia, and you're cold, right? You want to be around that bonfire so you can be warm. In the world of entrepreneurship, the bonfire is being around other entrepreneurs. If when you go away from it and you want to do it on your own, it will be hard. You'll probably quit. I stay close to the bonfire. PYBIC is the bonfire. It is the bonfire. We have created it for you. Okay. So if anybody's here said, God, you've been praying, God, please send something to me. Help me this year. Let me thrive in 2025. God, just listen to your prayer. Click on that link. It's free. All right. All right. So let's keep going. As we're about to wrap up, last question is from Coral. For someone new to their entrepreneurial journey and afraid to failure, what advice would you give them to help them embrace failure as part of their learning process? What advice would you give them to embrace failure? Leah Garcia.
Yeah, I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and the biggest thing that I see is that they have this vision, they have a business, they get a website, they have a business card, they buy the inventory, but they forget to bring people around them. Just what Eric alluded to. Get a mentor, get a group, find a mastermind. You really have to find those people that are going to fortify you. Otherwise, you won't make it. Most entrepreneurs, here's the bottom line. Most entrepreneurs don't make it. Most 80% of businesses will be out of business in the first few years. So, but that's not us, right? We're champions. We're here for long term. So I would say anybody who's starting out as a new business owner, entrepreneur, get the mentor. That is really your infrastructure. That's really going to help to fortify you and understand that that's part of the journey. Otherwise, you just won't be here long term. So that's my share, Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So we have like a couple minutes left. Stay on, everybody, for 4 minutes, but go ahead, John. Let's be quick.
All right, thank you so much. No, for everything you want to do in life, if you are new, you look for people who are already there. It's as simple as that. Look for entrepreneurs who have gone ahead of you before, who have been in the field, who have been in the business, who have been in the area you want to go into, and learn from them. It's very easy. You learn from their failure, you learn from their success. It will stop you even from making the same mistakes they made. So getting people who are in the same field, who have gone ahead of you, to learn from them. Better put, Leah spoke about having a mentor. It's very, very important. And surround yourself with like-minded people, people who have experience. Because when you are with people who do not have experience, there's nothing they can teach you. If you are with people who have never failed before, there is nothing they can teach you about failure. So be around people who have failed before and learn from their experience. And I tell you, the journey is going to be an interesting one. And like you said, it's going to be a learning process as you continue to go. So thank you so much, Mr. Eric. I yield my back to you.
All right. So as we close, folks, I just saw a comment. I need a mentor. Okay. So is it Guanyama? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But anyway, here's the deal. For those of you who are looking for mentors, coaches, join our group. You'll find they're all there, right? I can mentor you on sales. Leah can mentor you on finance, right? Annie can mentor you on marketing. Zan can mentor you on being positive and sticking to it, right? That's it. That's it. Join today. It's free right now, right? Join and you will be able to find all the mentors you need. All right. So as we close, let me just shout out a few people. Wendy, welcome. We appreciate you. If you came late, you want to watch the recording. Okay. You'll see the recording on LinkedIn. You'll see the recording on YouTube, on my Facebook page. It's all over. All right. All right. So Islam, welcome. Wendy, good to see you. Akafo, good to see you. Natalie, welcome. Maria, good to see you. Michelle, good to see you. What is the name again? It's PYBIC, right? Let's see. Christine, good to see you. All of you, good to see you, everybody. We appreciate all of you being here. We are here every single Monday, same time, okay? So 7 a.m. Eastern time, but whatever time it is where you are, that's the time. Don't miss it. Get on here every week. I get messages every week from people that thank me, thank all the panelists. Some people say they cannot start their week without us. Some people say they sit in their car right before work to jump on. Some people say they listen to it in the bathroom while they're brushing their teeth. Like, it's amazing to hear the stories. And we're always done in an hour. We're going to be done in 1 minute. I guarantee you, 1 minute, right? So you know that you can get on and get off and get to your life. All right. So we appreciate you. We'll see you same time next week. For those of you that joined PYBIC, I will see you on Sunday and do a special call for you all. All right. So it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you this morning. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Spencer, I saw your question. You're not a failure. I will answer your questions and comments afterwards, my friend. Calm down. We'll answer your question.
Awesome. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.